Hey y'all, welcome to Kamira's Kitchen. Y'all, it is that time of year to be pulling out the crock pot and making up a good old batch of chili. Today I'm going to show you how to make my delicious but so easy award-winning turkey chili. When I tell you guys that I win the chili contest every year at work, you know I don't play, okay? No matter what type of chili I do, I'm always on top. So I'm going to show you guys how you can make a delicious chili with ground turkey. But of course, you can use ground beef if you want. It still comes out a hit every single time. So these are the spices I'm going to use. Now today I had a taco seasoning packet at the house that I need to use up. So I threw that in there as well. Plus this brand has a good flavor. Now first I'm going to start off with 2 poblano peppers. You actually could use 3, like 1 poblano pepper per pound of meat, but I just had 2 today. And I'm just going to toast them in my cast iron skillet until they get a little char in them. Now some people like to do this because they don't like the thick skin on the poblanos and things like that. Honey, that ain't even the reason why I'm doing it, okay? I like to do it just because I really like chili with a deep smoky flavor. Once you slow cook poblano peppers, you're really not going to notice how thick the skin is, okay? So that's not going to really be a problem. So I just let them go on the skillet until they got a nice blackened color. They're going to be a little warm, but not too hot. I scraped off just any of the skin that was peeling, and then I cut this into, chunks. Let me know in the comments, what is your favorite type of chili? Now, y'all, I have made chili with beef, turkey, even pork, like a pulled pork chili that is banging. Let me know what you like to do. Sometimes your mouth say beef, but your budget say turkey, because y'all know ground turkey is generally more affordable than beef. So just let me know what your favorite is. Now, in my skillet, I'm going to add my 3 pounds of 85-15 turkey. Y'all, chili ain't really the recipe to be pulling out that lean turkey. Okay, turkey don't really got a bunch of flavor, so I just feel like you need to do the one that got some fat in it. Okay. Now, guys, I'm going to add in this packet of mild taco seasoning. This has all the typical flavors that you would put in a chili, so I like to use it as a little flavor booster. Plus, I'm going to add in my additional seasonings right onto my brown turkey meat. Now, this is an opportunity for you to taste your seasoning, see if it's good. Of course, you're not getting all the flavors that you would put in the chili, but this can give you a general idea if you need to add a little bit more seasoning. And I will put my measurements in the description box for you, okay? I put in a pinch of salt on the turkey, and then I added about 2 to 3 tablespoons of tomato paste. When it comes to the tomato paste, I like to just brown it a bit in the skillet with the turkey, because I feel as if the flavor becomes a little less punchy, a little less acidic. So I'm just going to mix it together with the turkey and allow it to cook just a little bit, and then I'm going to put all of my meat into my crock pot. I am using a 6-quart crock pot, and this recipe will pretty much fill it up, alright? Then in my skillet, I'm going to put some butter, baby, okay? About a half a tablespoon of butter, and then all of my vegetables. My poblano peppers cut up, my onion, as well as my garlic, and I'm going to saute them until they get a little bit of color on them. This is going to bring out the flavor. Oftentimes, people just dump everything in a crock pot, and then they wonder why it doesn't taste like it has a full-bodied flavor, or it doesn't taste as good as when they do it on the stove. It's simply because you can't skip these steps like sauteing and browning. That brings out true flavor in your food. It took me about 5 minutes to get a good color on my vegetables. Now from this point, the recipe is kind of a dump and go. I'm going to put in 1 can of chipotle peppers. Because I'm using 3 pounds of meat, I used the whole can, but they are going to add a smokiness and a little bit of kick, so you adjust the taste. I'm using 2 cans of fire roasted tomatoes and 3 cans of mixed chili beans. I do not drain them. Getting things like chili beans, which are already seasoned, or tomatoes that have a chili flavor, just add a boost of flavor to your chili. You don't want to drain them because then you are draining all of the seasoning. In order to boost the flavor some more, I will be using some Better Than Bouillon chicken base, or you can just use chicken bouillon powder. Since I added in that water, I'm just making a little bit of a chicken broth. In my cabinet, I found an extra tablespoon of chili powder, so I'm going to go ahead and just throw that in there and then put in a few dashes of that worst word in the world sauce, okay? I also love to add a little bit of sugar. Not too much, but sugar really complements the smokiness of the chipotle peppers and it balances out the flavors. At this point, you're going to put in a bay leaf and just season to taste. But keep in mind that the flavors are going to develop as it cooks. Everyone's tastes are different. For me, this chili comes out with a medium spice level, but very deep, rich, smoky flavor. It's certainly not a hot chili in my opinion, but you just adjust the heat and the spices to your preference. I'm going to slow cook this for 8 hours on low. You can also do 4 hours on high. But I just love for my chili to cook low and slow to bring out the best flavor. It is the next day and my turkey chili is ready, y'all. Do y'all see this beautiful, delicious chili? I did not need to adjust the seasoning at all. Literally, it was perfect. I brought this to a chili potluck, and when I tell you people tore this up, they loved it. Somebody went back for like 4 or 5 bowls. This turkey chili was so good. With a little sour cream and a little cheese, it is definitely a winner. Let me know if you're going to try this. I'll see you next time in Kamira's Kitchen. God bless.